All right, we'll call a meeting to order. Roll call. Pete Lurker.
Here.
Valerie Hill has recused herself. Adam Blakely, not here. Joe Schaller, unavailable. Rachel Albert swimming. Marty Cox.
Here.
Here.
All right. So we need to approve minutes from 2024-01 view, and that is the Smyrna Ready Mix case. Do you guys find anything that needs changing?
Which case did you say?
Anybody have any
SRM.
comments for change? You have any? I don't, want somebody make a combined motion to approve both
Both
I
of
think
them?
we can't do that because I cannot approve the other ones. I was not here.
each.
Well, I was not here for the case with the EV case, so I'm not gonna approve those minutes since I wasn't here.
So we can wait and do the EV minutes at our next meeting.
For the EV minutes, we can't do. but-
I guess, he wasn't here. If he doesn't feel comfortable approving them because he wasn't present,
Okay.
that's fine. That one's not, as long as we get the Smyrna Ready Mix.
Approve the SRM.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I was not present, so.
Just make a motion for that.
Okay. Well,
Make a motion.
I'm working on that. Like to approve the minutes for the SRM case?
I'll second that.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, anybody nay? No. All right,
All right,
table the other one.
okay? All right. Hang on, let me make sure I got all my ducks in a row here. Purpose of this meeting, oh wait, this is you, ain't it? Do your thing.
My thing. My voice may give out. So. Purpose of this public meeting is to review case 2024-03 additional use filed by Mark and May
Janitis.
Juanitas for the property located at 9726 Preble County Line Road in Germantown, Ohio, German Township, Montgomery County. The applicant is requesting a conditional use according to Article 4, Section 403C of the Germantown zoning resolution. The applicant is hoping to be able to build a primary residential structure on the property. As members of the Board of Zoning Appeals, it's our duty to review these cases at public hearing and render a decision for or against the request based on the application, staff report, testimony, and evidence presented and heard at the public meeting. All testimony during this hearing is required to be under oath. I will ask at this time if anybody is wishing to present testimony, please raise his or her right hand for being sworn in. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Okay, you will be asked to state your name and current address at the time you address the board. Please wait to be recognized by the chair, me, before speaking. Everyone will be given an opportunity to voice his or her comments in an orderly fashion. So we'd like to introduce the case with a staff report, please.
All right. The applicants are Mark and Amy Janitis, 3401 Gray Cliff Trail, Franklin, Ohio, 45005. The subject property is parcel ID D14-00809-0020, approximately 4.83 acres, located in section 19, town 3, range 4, zoned agricultural, German Township, Montgomery County, Ohio. Property is located at 9746 Preble County Line Road and has no primary residence. The applicants are requesting a conditional use from Article 8, Section 801B, which states that single-family dwellings are not to be located on lots less than 20 acres. The applicants purchased the lot as it was advertised as a residential lot with potential to build. They wish to build a single-family residential structure and have already closed on a construction loan. It should be noted that all of the surrounding properties, which are also zoned as agricultural, are less than 20 acres and contain residential structures. In accordance with Article 4, Section 404.03, the public notice was published in the Germantown Press on May 23, 2024. sent to local residents within 300 feet on May 10th, 2024. Application, survey, legal descriptions, plot plan, copy of deed, list of neighbors within 300 feet, and other pertinent information has all been submitted. 406.05 standards for conditional use. If the conditional use is granted, the current plans will comply with all other applicable regulations in this resolution. There are no changes planned for utility or drainage. There will be no change to the current entrance and exit drives at this time. Applicants have already submitted a permit packet for a single-family residential structure should this conditional use be approved. The land usage proposed would be in harmony with the surrounding land usage. The location, nature, and height of any structures, walls, fences, and the nature and extent of landscaping and screening on the site will not unreasonably hinder or discourage the appropriate development, use, or enjoyment of adjacent land, buildings, and structures. There is no exterior lighting being added here at this time. And the granting of this conditional use desired will not adversely affect public health, safety, and morals.
Well, it's time for testimony of the applicant.
Yeah. You have to state your name and address for the record.
Yes.
Okay.
Please state your name and your address for the record.
Okay, my name is Kelly Cohen. My address is 1210 Still Creek Drive. That is in Washington Township, Ohio, 45458. Do you want me to just explain what we're trying to do? Okay, I've never done this before, so if you have any questions, please let me know. I am Kelly. I've already said this is Amy and her daughter. And so basically, I'm the realtor involved in the situation. It was advertised as residential property. So we thought that when they fell in love with this piece of land with this gorgeous creek running through it, that this is the perfect place for their family. They've got 3 daughters and just want to raise their kids in the country. They're from Texas. They love country land. They actually live in a development right now that has an HOA, which is just not what they thought it was going to be. And so basically, they're just looking forward to getting out away from the city and having quiet and peace and enjoy their family. So I just feel very sad that that is not potentially going to happen with the way that this property is actually zoned. It was advertised residential. I called the county. I looked at all the county paperwork. It appeared to be residential. That was changed in 2024 with Montgomery County. I did not realize that I needed to call the township. I kind of looked online and didn't see anything with the township that led me to believe there was a website to go to. But good lesson for me. I know in the future that that is something I need to make a phone call on, and I will definitely do. They are building a very nice house on the property, and it will definitely increase the value of the houses beside it. So I don't know if you guys have any other questions for us, but basically they just really hope they get to build that house of their dreams and raise their kids in the country. So we're just hoping you guys see to change that for them.
When it says no changes are planned for utilities, there's already electric, water, gas on.
So the water is across the street and is there accessible to them, so they can get the water. We already have had a builder go out to the property. They've approved it. We've already had the soil tested for the build. They approved everything. This was kind of shocking at the last second to find out that it was actually zoned agriculture. And I guess there was a CAUV that was attached to the property back in 23. That actually came off in 24, right before they purchased. And I guess that the realtor that had the listing thought that that was the only thing that needed to be done to switch it to residential. So the utilities, like both houses on both sides have utilities, but as far as the electric goes, they will have to draw off of what's available there. So that will be something that is added as utilities.
You said that they're running water,
Yeah,
We have
the city water.
across the street.
Their city
their
water.
city water?
Yeah,
Right?
I know. We were shocked also, actually.
And
But-
I
Is
could
it
gather
Bell
that
County
from
or-
what you were saying. I could gather you didn't see that.
Yeah, where's the water coming from? Is that Germantown water out there?
I think it's coming from Preble
It's gotta
County.
come from, nobody in township has.
Oh, I know, that's why. I'm
It's not Germantown water. It is run on,
Gonna tap into that water line.
That has already been approved by, so the builder went ahead with like getting all of that approved. And then when they turned in the permits, they didn't get approved because they were like, it came back as agricultural. So like they've already talked to Preble County about doing the water. We've already got estimates on what needs to be done for that. So that has already all been taken care of by the builder. So.
Is there a gas supplier out there as well? Or is that gonna be propane or what's the plan?
I think it was propane, wasn't it, Amy? Yeah, propane.
I just wasn't sure if there's water out there.
No, I know, it's like, what
Gas.
do they have out there?
no sewer. They have to have their own septic. So
Yeah, and the septic has already been approved also. Yeah, they had septic person go out. So, it's one of those things where when I found out, I felt terrible. And it's just, they're the sweetest couple. I've got a couple of other deals with them. Actually sold them the house they're in presently. And they're one of the greatest families I've ever met. I've known them for like 6 years or something. And they have family game night every Friday night, and they just want the best for their family. So I was hoping to help that happen by coming to the meeting.
And there's currently a driveway off.
Yeah,
Is
I
that there
actually,
Where you
I
all.
don't,
built?
yes, yeah. So these two buildings are currently on the property. There's like a barn, so this is like a shed. And then this is like a little barn. So there's a creek that runs in between them. And so the front part of the property is this right here. And actually the driveway is it's over here. It comes up. I might have pictures of that.
There's not electric going to the buildings currently.
No, actually, here's the small, tiny little picture you can see the driveway there. So the people that originally owned the property, here's the driveway right there, and those sheds are back there. The people that originally owned the property,
Can we see the rest of those pictures like that?
you sure can. I can give you
Give back.
everything. So the back part of the property behind that larger barn is hilly, and then there's trees. So, my grandpa used to farm. He had 200 acres in Jamestown. And I think it would take quite a bit for anyone to be able to actually make that tillable. So I think that like a residential would be the best use. Plus there's houses, I think there's like 3 or 4 houses on similar lots on each side of this property.
Yeah, and in your packet, I have included a picture kind of showing where the other surrounding lots.
So what was this land used for by the previous owner?
It was pretty. I don't think they had a use for it. It was currently the wife is a widow. The husband passed away a couple of years ago. They had a 10-acre parcel and they divided it into 2 5-acre parcels. She still lives there in the house beside this property. And so she, after the husband passed away, since he had separated that into 2 parcels, she decided to sell the 1 parcel. I think it might be to kind of help her with expenses since her husband passed, but she also was never involved with any finances with her husband. And so she actually didn't have a whole lot of information about the property. So the realtor, had very little to tell us about the property itself because the husband had passed.
Well, of the 5 acres, I mean, the pictures you're showing us, it's mostly just grass. Was any of it farmed? So there's no farm field?
There was on the front portion, there was a garden
So
at some point.
a fairly small, what, 10 by 10 garden.
I think it probably would have been more like 20 by 20.
Yeah.
maybe.
I Google mapped it. There's not a whole lot there to be tillable.
How far behind the creek does the property extend? I was looking at
I'm
that.
not really sure if I had to guess, I'd say the front portion might be about 2 acres and the back portion might be 2.5, 3 acres.
That's all grass area as well.
It's grass, but there's a lot of trees back there too. So if you look in the pictures, I think it's like grass. Honestly, I think it's like waist high in some areas. Okay, so I guess they have been mowing it, so.
In this one picture, it looks like there's a wellhead here.
She said that she has well water. But we have been led to believe that that property doesn't have access to that well water, that
You're
is
seeing that.
hers.
It's in this picture here. I think that it looks like a wellhead. It may not be.
Because I know there were a couple of things on the property that looked like PVC pipe to me coming out of the ground. And we asked about that and she said that he had planted trees.
Trees, that's what I was getting ready to say.
But trees, like that was to protect.
Coming out of the black pipe, and I bet that's a tree planted there on that white pipe as well.
Interesting. I know, like, when you plant trees, like putting that corrugated black is typical. I've never seen it for doing it with the, that
They
white
think
PVC.
it's a tree.
That's what I said too, because I was like, maybe there's a well.
They sell those that help them grow, keeps the deer off of them. And it still lets sunlight in them. That white, clearish white plastic
Well,
for trees.
yeah, we planted 100 trees on our property and have the clear ones. It's not,
But they're tall. They're not short like that one.
yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Mine are probably 3 feet tall.
Hard to tell in that.
Where on this drawing are those 2 sheds?
Let me
Just get south,
Wait.
south.
Where's the creek? We
So
planted the
here's
creek.
where the house wants to be. Here's where the septic's going to be. Here's the road and here's the existing drive.
So if the creek, as I was trying to figure out, so this is the existing driveway.
Right here
The
somewhere.
creek is right here.
Yeah.
So the one shed is right here and the other shed is about right here. So they're offset a little bit, but one's on one side of the creek and the other's on the other side.
You can see the garden right there.
Yeah, there it is.
It looks pretty hilly on the back side of the property.
That's why I was like trying to decide, like how to present this. And I was kind of thinking of it like from my grandpa's perspective, if he was going to farm it. And that backside is so hilly and has so many trees to make that tillable. I felt like he probably would have said it's not worth it because that backside is probably farmland. They would come from that side. And so they wouldn't be able to reach the front because of that creek. The front side is probably an acre and a half, maybe, I'm guessing. That's only reachable from that road. So if that farmer behind wanted to use it, they would have to figure out a way to come around the road with their equipment. And I'm just thinking it's probably not financially something they would actually choose to do. But yeah, who am I?
This says reserved septic area in the back part past the creek. And then on the front part, it says something about a lift tank. Are they going to be pumping the septic all the way past the creek to the back part where it's hilly?
I don't think that was in the plan. There's no point that they have planned to do that. So it would be,
You're required by code to have a primary septic field and a backup, so that's what the other part is below it.
That's fine. I just wasn't sure. That's
Yeah, that's fine.
big, well, that's a huge distance to.
I don't know what these lines mean. They don't have a mark
say
on it,
that's what
so I
that
don't know
means.
what the slope is. I should have looked on the top
What
one.
did you say, Marty?
I wouldn't think that that's what that means. Because you have the septic tank right in front of it and then the lift tank right behind it.
Yeah, I mean, if that reserved in the back wasn't there, because it says leach field back by it. That's why I wasn't sure.
Best thing I could think of right off cuff would be that they're just pumping the water side of that septic tank up to a lift tank and it drains from there down, not pumps. just to get a higher elevation on it, so it'll drain.
They're sending it all the way to the back of the property and then letting it come downhill.
That's what it says back here, that, because your leach lines are all the way back here.
Yeah,
But yeah, you got one main line running all the way back across the creek. But it does look like that goes downhill there. I'm not sure what the lift tank is. 100%.
It's Ashford Builders, and I know they're more than willing to like work closely with you guys. They're the ones who turned in the request for the permits along with Amy did some of them also. So, whatever would be necessary to get them on that property, I think they would help do.
That's all gotta pass that inspection.
well, if you're going across a waterway,
That's all gotta pass.
yeah, that's a county
Right.
thing.
So that's, it's not gonna be a flighty. That's what I'm saying. That's a brand new one going in, so that's gonna be inspected.
Or any other questions?
No.
Okay, thank you.
Is there anybody here present that wants to testify in opposition to the application? Anybody here that wants to speak in favor of the application? All right, this meeting's public hearing part's closed.
Okay, it's closing the public hearing at 7:25. All right, is there any other further discussion or comments from the board? We need to go into executive session.
Not anything.
I'm all right with it.
Ready to vote?
Vote.
All right. The board shall not grant a conditional use unless it shall, in each specific case, make specific findings of fact directly based upon the particular evidence presented to it that supports conclusions that A, the proposed conditional use will comply with all applicable regulations of this resolution, including lot size requirements, development standards, and use limitations. Pete Lurker,
Yes.
Marty Cox,
Yes.
William Houston.
Yes,
Adequate utility, drainage, and other necessary facilities have been or will be provided. Pete Lurker.
You say my name?
Yeah.
I did.
I'm here.
Adequate utility drainage.
Yes.
Marty Cox.
Yes.
William Houston.
yes,
Adequate access roads or entrance and exit drives will be provided and will be so designated as to prevent traffic hazards and to minimize traffic conflicts and congestion in public streets and alleys. Pete Lurker.
Yes.
Marty Cox.
Yes.
William Houston.
yes,
All necessary permits and licenses for the use and operation of the conditional use have been obtained or evidence has been submitted that such permits are obtainable for the proposed conditional use of the subject property. Pete Lurker.
Yes.
Marty Cox.
Yes.
William Houston.
yes,
All exterior lights for artificial open air illumination are so shaded as to avoid casting direct light upon any property located in a residential district. Pete Lurker.
We ought to say not applicable. There is no exterior lighting, so I would just put in a.
Okay. We've never done that. The location and size of the conditional use, the nature and intensity of the operation involved or conducted in connection with it, the size of the site in relation to it, and thus the location of the site with respect to streets giving access to it shall be such that it will be in harmony with the appropriate and orderly development of the district in which it is located. Pete Lurker.
Yes.
Marty Cox.
Yes.
William Houston.
yes,
The location and nature and height of any buildings, structures, walls, fences on site and the nature and extent of landscaping and screening on the site shall be such that use will not unreasonably hinder or discourage the appropriate development, use, and enjoyment of adjacent land, buildings, and structures. Pete Lurker, sorry.
Yes.
Marty Cox.
Yes.
William Houston.
yes,
The conditional use desired will not adversely affect public health, safety, and morals. Pete Lurker.
Yes.
Marty Cox.
Yes.
And William Houston.
yes.
Is there a motion to grant or deny case 2024-03 CU as presented with or with any stipulations the board would choose to impose?
Motion to grant.
Second,
Second, okay. Want to do a roll call on that?
Pete Lurker.
Yes, the grant without condition.
Okay, Marty Cox
Yes, the grant.
and Wayne Easton.
Just a grant.
All right, congratulations. Your motion has passed. I'm supposed to say that you have 30 days to appeal, but I'm pretty sure you don't want to do that. So congratulations.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right, do we have a motion to adjourn?
Yes.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 All right, my time is 7:28 PM.
Hey, the funny thing is, I have cataracts, so I can't lip read.
Can't lip read.
I haven't
Having trouble
seen
here.
She was messing with you. She actually didn't call your name.
I didn't, I just, I,